This is Great Answer, and you are listening to a special edition of the Ropecast. You'll notice there's no preview music or clever, witty banter at the beginning because this one is a bit of a special tribute. I did not include this in the last episode that you just got yesterday because I feel like it deserves its own space. This is a tribute to Bastard, Action Bastard of Bastard Ropes, who has been a longtime supporter of the community and this podcast in particular, and who unfortunately took his own life recently. And a mutual friend, Pablo Green, who you have also heard on this podcast, he's the author of the How to Kill a Superhero podcast, wrote a beautiful tribute to him. And I wanted to put that out there separate from everything else. He asked me if I would be willing to read it on the podcast, and frankly, I'm honored, Pablo, that you would ask me. So here is what Pablo had to say about Michael Johnson. I first heard the voice of Action Bastard, Michael Johnson, on an episode of the Ropecast dedicated to rope bondage. I had listened to dozens of great episodes hosted by Great Answer before, but this time around the guest's unusual voice filled my head inside my earbuds. The man who called himself Action Bastard fired off quips at lightning speed, and he showed a passion for making rope and educating people that I hadn't heard much before. I did something unusual that day. I reached out to Action Bastard and asked him if he would be interested in selling his rope through my website for my book series, How to Kill a Superhero. Not only did he say yes, but I learned he was so into superhero fetish. I felt like I had run into a long-lost brother. He came up with unusual color combinations, and we even decided to call the models Supervillain Rope when I listed it in my web store. Over time, our relationship developed. We mostly talked on the phone, but we did meet in person a few times. The last time I saw him alive, we drank tequila in a Lower East Side joint, and talked about doing some rope demos together with me and some models in superhero gear, while some twisted fucker, Bastard, tied us and walked the viewers on YouTube through an educational rope demo in Gowanus in Brooklyn. Sadly, that project never came to be, but in my imagination and in my heart, I can imagine just how much fun and creativity Action Bastard would have brought to the project. A few weeks ago, I was trying to contact Michael, and when he didn't reply to my calls and texts, I was puzzled. I learned through his Facebook page that he had taken his own life. I was and am still mournful. Because that's what I remember most about this brilliant man. His personality overflowed with humor, wit, and love. And not only was he a clever businessman, he was a generous human being. I am sorry for any personal troubles he may have experienced, and I send him all the compassion I can muster. All humans go through pain and suffering, and as I think about Mike, the Bastard, I know he made many of us happy with his love, his humor, and his artistry in making rope. Pablo Green, Chicago. I could edit this and take out the parts where I broke up, but that's not what this particular podcast is about. If you would like to help all of us commemorate him, there is a CrowdRise at crowdrise.com/bastard-memorial-fund. We are raising money to help vets with PTSD through the Kill 22 organization. And if you go to that site, you can help donate. And we would really appreciate that, or just sharing it as well. So you can also find out more using the hashtag #BeABastard. Mike, we miss you. We love you. And that was really some good rope.